here we are then in the first of our repechage races. They are fantastic in Austria, in Madrid, sorry, and I'm sure they will be awesome here as well. So taking you through our grid, first of all we have Jay Skaruda leading off, you might know him as Z28. Then our race driver, Mr. Valverde, in second. Then we have Pinel in third position there in that Canadian livery F150. Then it's Gertz in fourth position. Then back in fifth we have the Mexican driver Trevino. Sixth position is Agacan, looking for a better result this time round. Then in seventh position is Khan. Eighth will be Felix. And last but certainly not least will be the Brazilian driver Gonzaga, and taking you through the start of the race, Chris McCarthy.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. Well, this is a little bit different, isn't it? This race, we got 9 laps, of course. We are using the sports hard tyre on 3 times tyre, where we are racing at Willow Springs International Raceway in these beasts, shall we call them. This last corner is definitely going to be one of the most tricky corners for these guys. Jimmy, what are you expecting from this? This is just going to be a little bit mental.
I'm expecting ample amounts of understeer, Chris. 2,700 kilograms these things weigh. And as you can see, they are a long way off the floor. We love giving our competitors unique challenges in the repechage, and this is no exception.
Well, this is it. 2 spaces up for grabs and 9 laps to decide who's going to go through. Skaruda and Valverde off the front of the grid at the moment. If the flag were to go out, would be the ones going through. Here we go then for 9 laps of racing. This their final chance to make the World Finals, and Jay Skaruda leading the way. The grid set of qualifying yesterday, so Jay Skaruda, who was quickest overall, is going to be on pole position, and he leads them in towards turn number 1. Valverde there in second place, and it is Pinel, Gertz, Trevino, Agacan, and then Khan, Felix and Gonzaga. I think everyone is through nice and safely, but Jimmy, surely these are going to be cars these guys are not really used to, so
no.
Are you expecting a close race or the complete opposite?
I think it's going to be a fairly close race as Valverde goes round the outside, or tries to, of Skaruda there, but of course these things, as I said, weigh nearly 3 tons, so really you can see the cars rolling as they go into the corner. Gertz there looks up the inside. I think he's just about made that work to Pinel, so these are our first overtake for probably the most tricky corner on the circuit for these cars. Off camber, over a crest. Looking back now from Skaruda, you can see in the background things getting a little bit rough there between Pinel and Trevino as he goes off onto the grass. Luckily they're in a truck, so he can come back on again. But Valverde there now having to defend from Gersbein. Had a great run coming down. Who's going to have the inside for this long right hand, and he makes it stick. Gertz up into second. Yeah,
Gertz, the 21-year-old from Langley, a little bit different to the karts he's used to racing, but Gertz is up into second place, past Valverde. He's absolutely flying, really adjusting to this class quickly. He's chasing down Skaruda. Trevino off the track. Jimmy, talk us through what happened.
Yeah, just went up the inside, a little bit of contact. Trevino just had nowhere to go apart from through the dust and the gravel, and that's how he loses a lot of time. He's now down to 9th and last. Meanwhile, we have a fight for our lead and for 3rd and 4th right now. Skaruda on the inside defensive there, just walks Gertz to the outside of the circuit. Of course, round here there is no runoff, only gravel and undergrowth, so going off round here really damaging for lap time and position. I think something going on in the background there, Chris.
Pinel's up to 3rd place. He's just gone past his countryman Gertz, so Pinel into 3rd, and Anthony Felix has gone past Khan a little bit further down the field for 6th. Look at that, all 8 drivers, bar Trevino, who went off a little bit earlier in the race, are right together at the moment. Skaruda is going to have a lot to deal with throughout this race.
There's 3 wide. There's contact in the background. Someone gets shoved off in a big way. That is Pinel. Pinel has gone right down the order there. He got absolutely hustled off the circuit there. I think that was Valverde. Yeah, now they're side by side. These guys seem to be leading each other quite a lot through here. Unfortunately, these things are not very agile. So once you've made the move, you are committed whether there is someone there or not.
And Pinel has been penalised for that collision. He has been given a penalty. Let's have a look.
Pinel, I'm not quite sure why he was penalised. He was the one that was thrown off the circuit there. So maybe a rare mistake from our stewards. If anything, I said that might have been Gertz who caused that. I'm unsure.
Well, Pinel did make a move, didn't he, a little bit earlier earlier in the lap at turn 1, so maybe they saw that move was a little bit off the limit. But Skaruda is leading the way from Gertz, who may go under investigation for that, because that move he made on both Valverde and Pinel has resulted in Pinel going off the circuit. However, he's been the quickest, Gertz, throughout the early stages of this race, and he is now hustling Jay Skaruda. Valverde, we'll get there in the end. He is in third place, with Khan in fourth, Aga Khan fifth, Felix sixth, and it's Gonzaga, the recovering Trevino, who's closed the gap to the rest of the field to 2 seconds. Pinel well out of contention at this stage.
You have to feel somewhat for Valverde. He's come from driving real-life touring cars. He's been given a virtual truck to drive around Willow Springs. Probably wondering, hang on, I think I'm in the wrong place here. But here comes Gertz, looking pretty quick, looks to the inside, dips the wheel in the grass there to get up the inside, and he's going to have it, I think. Skaruda can't really hold it now. They're still side by side going down the hill. It's a right hand and then transitions into a left. So Skaruda will hold it, I think. But now Gertz has the better run. And this should be a simple enough momentum, just driving past Jay Skaruda, but it's not happening. Skaruda will have the inside. He's now dropped back to second momentarily. Gertz is now up to first. He has a nose on the Floridian driver. Goes around the outside, and I think he might have done it. I don't know. Skaruda's still side by side with them. I never thought we'd see such good racing in trucks, Chris.
Yeah, well, Gertz is going to go all the way around the outside, is he? He's going to be brave and deservedly takes the lead of the race. So Gertz into the lead. Skaruda down to second for the first time in this race. That's brought Valverde back into play then. Khan is in fourth. Aga Khan is there in fifth as well. Felix is still in play as well. Also is Gonzaga. So the top seven all within a chance of going into the World Finals here.
Valverde side by side with Skaruda now. Skaruda, I think, a little bit flustered by the overtake, and now falling back a little bit, and now having to get right onto, I say, the rear spoiler, the truck cab, I suppose, of Gertz in front. Valverde has been forced wide. He's lost a position now down into third place. Khan moves up, down into fourth, and Khan moves up into third. The cars are just switching positions all the time.
And look who's coming down the outside a little bit further back. I think that is Aga Khan, or is it Felix that's trying to move on Aga Khan? They're side by side, the pair. It was certainly Felix that was trying that move. Gertz is leading the way, and Valverde's off the track. Valverde has been run wide, and Anthony Felix has gone up into fourth place, and that's put Valverde down into sixth. And someone else off. That was Gonzaga, the Brazilian, off the track.
Now, of course, these guys are on the sports hard tyres, which aren't a bad tyre to be on, but they can't cope with the weight of these machines. You can see when they go around the corners, they roll so much that the mirrors pretty much touch the road. Here he is going back to Valverde and Gonzaga. Valverde come back onto track and just punted pretty much Gonzaga off. The thing is, in these, you don't really have much leeway. Once you are committed to a corner, you can't really turn out of it. And unfortunately, Gonzaga was the victim of that one. And Valverde is now rightly, I think, under investigation. Here they all come then down to T1, coming on to lap 5 of 9. I mean, these are... it's pretty much like our adventure to SEMA yesterday, this thing, isn't it? Lots of trucks around there, but they weren't racing like this. Gertz still holding the lead, but Khan now goes up into second. He now is temporarily through to the World Finals, and we're going to go 2 by 2 now into the right-hander. Skaruda throws it up the inside. He wants to keep his third position, but Felix is there as well. We're getting a great view of it on board from Akakan in his F-150. I don't think this race will get any more American, Chris.
Yeah, this is proper Las Vegas, isn't it? Trucks around Willow Springs. Let's have it. So Gertz is leading the way then, and he's starting to get a little bit of a break here from Khan, Skaruda, Felix and Aga Khan, but one mistake and Gertz could find himself dropping down to 5th or 6th.
He's had contact, and Valverde's going to come from the inside. That's a bit of a robust pass there, but now I feel that Aga Khan might actually return the favour down here. No, he doesn't. Valverde's got a lot of work to do. He wants to get back up into second place and into one of those much coveted qualifying positions. So right now it's Gertz, Khan, Skaruda, Felix, Valverde and Aga Khan pretty much in the running now for the finals. Bit of a gap then back to Trevino, who had a bit of a bad start, but he's coming back into the mix very slowly, and we still have just over 3 laps to go over 4 laps to go of this race. So look at these guys coming in, they're backing it into the corner, just trying to rotate these things any way possible. These are not meant to be raced, but that is the magic of Gran Turismo. Take a car, throw it around a circuit, and it will provide awesome racing like this.
And why not put it into the FIA certified Gran Turismo Championships as well, when there's only 2 spaces left in the world final? Skaruda there now side by side with his countryman Felix. Valverde just in behind. It doesn't look like anything has come from the investigation that was put on Valverde. Aga Khan still there in 6th place. So at this stage, the 2 drivers that will be going through to the world finals will be the 2 Canadians, Gertz and Khan, and I'm sure their fellow Canadians will be cheering them on from the back of the stage. Jimmy?
Look at Skaruda, he might look up the inside here. He was on the right angle. And look at that dive from Valverde, making the move. He's now right, he's past Felix, and there's a bit of contact with Skaruda, but now he's going to be hung out to dry on the outside. Felix goes, no, thank you, mate. Puts a little bit of contact there on the bumper, and then Valverde's getting forced onto the gravel. No, just about stays out. These Repechage races constantly deliver fantastic action. There it is, Valverde goes wide. A little bit of touch of Felix, and they're still maintaining position. This is absolutely insane racing, Chris. It's fantastic.
I've got to say, I just looked down to the stage there. If I was in this race, I'd have buckets of sweat coming off me. They just are driving it like you'd be driving down the motorway. Absolutely cool as they can. As Jimmy decided to cut me off for a few seconds.
Wrong mute button, it's okay. Battle's still
if you don't
going
want me to talk, I'll just leave, that's fine. Gertz is leading the way from Khan, Skaruda, Felix, Valverde, and we're on board with Aga Khan. Best view in the house at the moment, but he's only got 3 laps.
Look in the background, Chris. Trevino's coming back as well. We now have 7 drivers in with a shot of these top 2 positions. That's where you need to be. Everybody else will be out of these finals, and more importantly, out of the world final contenders as well. Currently, it's Gertz and Khan who are going through, but if Skaruda has anything to say about it, that will not remain the case. Felix looks to the outside there, and there goes Valverde again, making the moves. He absolutely throws that truck up the inside, deals with the consequences later somewhat, but now he's up to 4th. Can he make any more progress?
This is a fantastic race. This Gertz, Khan, Skaruda, Valverde, Felix, Aga Khan, and we've got to give a lot of credit. Trevino was some seconds behind all of these guys after coming off earlier in the race, but he's kept his cool, and he's now up to 5th place. The Mexican up into 5th. Fantastic driving. Trevino there trying to go around the outside of Felix. He's the only Mexican here. He wants to do his country proud, and he certainly is at the moment. Trevino into 6th place.
I can't quite get over the absurdity of this race, Chris, and how close it is. Aga Khan is now down in 7th place. Trevino up to 6th. Gertz still leading the way. That's important for him. Of course, Khan is nearby. Valverde coming back into the play. He dropped to about 6th position a few laps ago, but now he's back into contention. This could be anyone's game at this point. There is no prediction for this. It's going to be completely Bell's in the right place at the right time. Valverde looks all over the back of Khan, looks to the outside, no space there, might try the cut back. Let's see what he does here.
Well, he's pick a name out of a hat at this rate, isn't it? Valverde there in 3rd place. He's got a fantastic run out of the final corner. Someone kicking up a bit of dust in the background. I think that may have been Trevino, because he's just dropped off the back of Felix. But is Valverde going to try a lunge down the inside? He doesn't. Khan covers off any challenges of a move. Skaruda is still there in 4th place. Gertz is dealing with this pressure so well at the moment. He's just been able to keep all these drivers at bay, but these are the final 2 laps, so it is now or nothing at the moment, and Felix there trying to go for a move on Skaruda in the background, Jimmy.
You can see the front tyres slipping, Chris, as they try and get through the corner. The understeer in these things must be very frustrating as a driver, but it's great to watch. Valverde goes for a lunge round the outside. If he can make it stick, he'll have the inside for the right-hander up the hill. No, he doesn't. Can't pull across, but now that allows Skaruda to get back involved again. This is really the only place on track that you can get alongside to overtake, so everyone's really forcing the issue here. Felix and Skaruda side by side. Skaruda's dropped back a bit now. He did originally start on pole here, but not able to keep that pace up, it seems. So right now it's Gertz and Khan who are going to be going through to the finals, and Valverde and Skaruda in 3rd and 4th. So we're coming round now. Only 1.5 laps remaining of this first Repechage race, and really there are now 8 drivers involved. But now comes back in as well.
Look at Khan. He's going to challenge to the outside of Gertz, and he's going to try and get
that was a bad choice.
Yeah, Valverde almost punished him for that, but in the end, Valverde's had to switch to the outside himself. Gertz is going ultra defensive mode now. He's going to be hugging the white lines everywhere he goes around this final lap, and Valverde's into 2nd. Valverde is into 2nd as they head down towards turn number 1. It's a rolling start down towards the final corner on the 9th and final lap of this first Repechage. Khan drives down the inside of Valverde. It could be anyone's. Oh, Valverde's off. Valverde's He's off. Gertz is in the lead. Skaruda's come to second. Skaruda in second. Khan is there. Trevino is in there as well.
This could be anyone's race. Gertz has the lead right now. He needs to keep that. Khan, though, now up to second. Skaruda back to third. Felix coming through up to third place now. You see that the positions are just topping and changing all the time. We're now coming up to the last half of a lap. There's so much going on screen. We can barely keep up. You can hear the cars struggling just to get up the hill. It's going to be instant looking at Jay Khan, but we'll come back to that later. Right now, it's still Khan and Skaruda in the background. Trevino up into third place. Khan starting to pull away. This could be it, Chris.
Yeah, well, the top two look like they've escaped at just the right time, but it's this man here, Skaruda, who could take the final place from Khan if he can just catch him going up towards the final corner. Gertz is leading the way, and he has been doing for the last half of this race. Khan is there in second, Skaruda in third, who are going to take the last two spaces in the World Finals. A slowdown penalty for Khan. I don't believe it.
It's going to give
Khan
Skaruda
has got a slowdown penalty, and I think Skaruda is going to go into the World Final. Gertz is going to take the winners in out the final corner. He's driven a very clean race.
There, Chris, penalty line's there. Here it comes. Here's the penalty to serve it. Here comes Skaruda, and he'll go past Khan. Surely, Khan.
Yes.
There goes Skaruda. So it's Gomez. Gomez and Khan that goes through. Gertz and Khan and Skaruda, go into the World Finals with Khan having to serve a penalty right at the very end. What a shame for Khan.
Well, what a race from Gertz there. He was aggressive at the start. He muscled his way at times into the lead, but Gertz goes through into the World Final, and Skaruda, as we said, he was in the right place at the right time, and out the final corner he takes the second place at the expense of a penalty for Khan, who understandably looks very, very disappointed to have just lost out via a penalty.
That was a hard race to call, that one.
That was difficult. Gertz through then. There you can see confirmation of the results. Skaruda, we will see both of you at the World Finals. Commiserations to Anthony Felix, Pinel, Khan, Aga Khan, Trevino, and Valverde as well. What a race. What a battle, and we get to do it all over again.
I had a drink after that. Repechage delivering once more, and if that was something to go by, a second one will be just as awesome.
It's also worth mentioning Gonzaga as well, unfortunately, with an earlier incident, dropped right off the back of the pack. But a shame for the Brazilian, but out front, of course, two very deserved drivers who have inherited a place in the World Final.